Hi, I'm Karl Konrad. In my 23 years in the immigration industry, I've built a team of immigration specialists, and together we help people just like you get their visas to live, work and study in Australia. We are located in Sydney, but our services are available to you wherever you are in the world. Subscribe to our channel to be updated on the latest visa requirements as they often change, for tips on how to apply and to get important immigration news. To be eligible for the State 190 visa or the Regional 491 visa, you need to meet the Immigration Department's requirements, such as scoring at least 65 points on the points test, having a positive skills assessment in your nominated occupation, having at least competent level of English, and so forth. In addition to this, you will need to fulfill any further requirements by the state you are applying to. In this video, I'll be sharing the requirements to meet when you're applying to the Northern Territory of Australia. The Northern Territory offers one of the largest lists of eligible occupations. As long as you're on the Immigration Department's 190 visa or 491 visa list, you may be eligible. The Immigration Department's 190 and 491 visa occupation lists are a compilation of all the eligible occupations across all states. Each state will have its own list of preferred occupations that are within these broader lists. The Northern Territory does have its own list of occupations that are in demand. If your occupation is on this, you will be given preference. On this list there are 218 occupations across the 190 visa and the 491 visa. Certain occupations on the Northern Territory's occupation list have additional requirements, such as higher English test score, high level of communication skills, or needing mandatory licensing or registration. This is marked on the Northern Territory's list on their official website, and we'll leave a link to that in the description below. International student graduates who have studied in the Northern Territory will be eligible for the 190 visa if you have successfully completed qualifications from a Northern Territory-based institution from 2 years of study in a single tertiary course or a nested set of tertiary courses, and you have lived in the Northern Territory for at least 6 continuous months immediately from when you have completed your last qualification while holding a visa that allows full-time work. If you are unable to live in the Northern Territory for 6 months after completing 2 years of study in the Northern Territory, you will be considered for the 491 visa. Whether applying for the 190 or the 491 visa as a Northern Territory graduate, you need to show that you are employable. This could be currently employed in your nominated occupation or closely related occupation, or having a job offer. Otherwise, you will be expected to demonstrate genuine efforts and sustained efforts towards being employed in the Northern Territory in your nominated occupation. You can demonstrate to show this through documentation of a number of applications made over a period of time for jobs in relevant occupations in the Northern Territory. Other supporting evidence you can include is membership of relevant professional associations or positive feedback from industry contacts in the Northern Territory. You may also include a statement of how your skills and experience meet Northern Territory employers' needs, or evidence that your occupation is often advertised in the Northern Territory and how you are able to perform these positions. Those who are living in the Northern Territory may be eligible if you're on a temporary visa with full-time work rights. For example, this could be a 485 visa. If you are on a 457 or 482 visa, you must provide a letter from your current sponsoring employer stating that they support your visa application and that they understand that if you are granted the 190 or 491 visa, you will no longer be obligated to work for that sponsoring business. Of course, you can keep working there if you choose to. You will be eligible to apply for the 190 visa if you have been living in the Northern Territory for at least 2 consecutive years immediately before applying to the Northern Territory, and you have no dependents who are living in another part of Australia or who are on a student visa, and you have been employed full-time in the Northern Territory in an eligible occupation continuously for at least 2 years immediately before applying to the Northern Territory, and This employment will continue to last for another 12 months. For those of you who are applying for the 491 visa, the requirements are slightly easier. If you started living in the Northern Territory before the 1st of July 2020, you need to be living in the Northern Territory for at least 6 consecutive months immediately prior to the application. If you started living in the Northern Territory after the 1st of July 2020, you need to have been living in the Northern Territory for at least 12 consecutive months immediately prior to the application. You also cannot have any dependents who are living in another part of Australia or who are on student visas, and you have been employed full-time in the Northern Territory in an eligible occupation for at least 6 consecutive months before your application, and this employment will continue for at least a further 12 months. Full-time work is at least 35 hours per week, and your employment must also be based in the Northern Territory, be provided by an employer with a record of genuine trading in the Northern Territory for at least 12 months, preferably not to be in a role that add a service desk office spaces or involve hot desking arrangements. Pay you a salary that is comparable in market salary rates. Eligible occupations would include your nominated occupation or one that is related to your nominated occupation. In order for an occupation to be considered as related to your nominated occupation, a majority of your time must be spent on tasks that align with the skills and knowledge required to undertake in your nominated occupation. If you've been employed on a full-time basis in a role that is not an eligible occupation, but you've been working full-time at least 6 consecutive months, you may still qualify for the 491 visa nomination on a case-by-case basis. If you're living outside of Australia, you are usually only able to apply for the 491 visa. You can only apply for occupation on the Northern Territory's occupation list and not the broader Immigration Department's list. You will need to have been employed in your nominated occupation for at least 12 months out of the 24 months prior to your application or have relevant Australian qualifications. Offshore applicants must also have an offer of full-time employment in the Northern Territory if this has been specified as an additional requirement on the Northern Territory's occupation list. If it is not a specified requirement of a job offer, you should demonstrate that you have good employment prospects. You can provide a statement on how your skills and experience meet the Northern Territory employer's needs, evidence that your occupation is in demand in the Northern Territory, or evidence of a positive feedback from potential Northern Territory employers. If you are overseas, you will also need to provide a list of all your financial assets. This must be in Australian currency. Your documents could include clear colour copies of bank statements, share certificates, property valuations, and jewellery evaluations. The minimum value of your assets need to be $35,000 for an individual, $50,000 for a couple, $60,000 for a couple and one child, and $65,000 for a couple and 2 children. This is to ensure you have sufficient settlement funds. Offshore applications are currently closed, of course, but we hope this will change later in 2021. The Northern Territory's application process is straightforward. You can apply directly to the state without first needing an invitation. If your nomination application is accepted, you will then receive an invitation from the Immigration Department to apply for your 190 or 491 visa. You will have 60 days to make your application. Take advantage of this direct application process by giving them a decision-ready application. A decision-ready application is one that is well presented and fully documented. If you submit a strong application, you could be receiving your invitation to apply for the 190 or 491 visa to the Immigration Department in a short amount of time. Currently, the application fee is $300 at the time of this video. If you're found to be ineligible for the 190 visa application, the Northern Territory will look at the same application to see if you qualify for the 491 visa, so you don't need to apply separately. The Northern Territory does not do priority processing, so if your visa is expiring, please get your application sorted out as soon as you can. Do you need any help applying? We offer Zoom, Skype and telephone consultations. You can find out more about us at australiavisa.com, as well as explore our blog, which has much more free information. Follow us on Facebook to get the full range of updates, and don't forget to subscribe. We post weekly, so turn on your notification bell to get the videos as they come out. As always, take care out there, and I'll see you next time. So bye for now.